Thank you, Honourable Speaker, sir. We expect a lot from our Fiji Police Force, and of course, for that reason, we need to support them as well, so that they can be able to fulfill their roles and responsibilities. Honourable Speaker, sir, I did mention today that development in Fiji has continued to progress, and of course, for that reason, we need to catch up as well in terms of our security arrangements. The Fiji Police Force is currently undergoing a 5-year reform and restructure plan, and the vision behind this is to the vision behind this reform and restructure is aligning strategy, capabilities and resources. And I will go straight into some of the key components of this restructure. First, on the manning level, Honourable Speaker, sir, the plan is in the next 5 years is to almost double the number of policemen and women in the country. Currently, we have about 3,241. And the intention is to increase it to about 7,582. So an additional of 4,341. So that, based on the studies that have already been undertaken, we need to increase the number of police force significantly. This year, Honourable Speaker, we are targeting 601. And we have already, with the recruitment, we have already trained about 400, and the last intake will be in July this year for about 201 for the last recruit. I wish to refer to the question raised yesterday by the Honourable Ngaboka about the special constables. Special constables are included in this reform. The priority, apart from new intakes, is those that the serving special constables to be regularized. For obvious reasons, they are already experienced, they are already trained, they have already been equipped, and most of them are rugby players, and that's why Nandrunga beat Northern last week. So not only rugby players on Speaker, but I'm sure a committee from this Honourable House has also visited the Fiji Police Force, particularly in Sese, and you will see that particularly the forensics unit, they even have the pathology unit. A lot has been improved in the Fiji Police Force. So these are the specialists. I will not go into the details, Honourable Speaker, sir. With that, training is very important. Training abroad and of course locally continues, and particularly that is for the senior management as well. And in one of my previous answers to a parliamentary question as well, I did discuss that the UN is also involved in training. Equipment, mobility is very, very critical. This year, Honourable Speaker, sir, we have included an additional 139, I believe, vehicles, and of course about 180 motorcycles as well, and these are distributed all over Fiji. I was in Singapore a few weeks back, and I was really touched by the statement made by the station officer that before they usually have about 2 vehicles, but now they have about 11 or so in Singapore alone, which is very, very encouraging, and of course raises the morale in the Fiji Police Force. The equipment is very, very critical as well, Honourable Speaker, sir, for the mobile unit in Nasinu, and likewise the diving unit, and so one is having the personnel, but they have to be properly equipped and given the necessary gears as well. And of course, part of this is technology as well. I have also briefed the House about cameras being installed and of course the video recording interview equipment. These are all part of this reform and restructure. So a lot has been done and will continue to do so. And I hope if the allocation that is requested in the next budget, again, we will continue with this. I think for next year, it's one of the highest numbers of recruitment that we want to take as well. So it will be continuing, Honorable Speaker.